Hey guys and girls for Book Talk, so I'm going to be doing my July hopefuls from my TBR prompt jar. I know I'm a bit late, it's 8 days into the month already, but I've been really busy, so this is like the soonest I could do it. I read zero of my physical TBR last month, and I did buy a book today, which is right there. So I'm up one book, so not going great so far. But I'm hoping, because at the start of the month they announced the new Goodreads challenges, so I've got a list of all the books that I have on my physical TBR that are on those lists, and I'm going to try and connect those to whatever prompts that I pull, and then hopefully that will be like an extra incentive to get me to read, because I do like the little bookmarks that they give out, even though they don't really mean anything, but like they give me a little dopamine boost. So I'm hoping that will give me an incentive to read. Of course, you guys have no way of like verifying this, but I have no intention of like pulling out a prompt, reading it, and being like, oh, this doesn't connect to any of those books, I'm just going to put it back. I will do this truthfully and like pull out the first 5 and try and connect them. If they don't connect and the prompts don't play along, then that happens. But I'm hoping that I can try and get, like, I suppose at least one book off that list and put it on my... Anyway, read a book. Wow, that is not focusing at all. There you go. Read a book you're looking forward to reading. Well, that could be just about any book. Well, that was probably not the best one to pick first. I mean, really easy to tie to that Goodreads list, but it is also very vague, and I feel like this could be literally any book on this bookshelf. Anyways, I'll be back in a second when I figure out which book I'll have for this. Okay, so I've decided to go with Fourth Wing, partially because it's on my list, but mainly because since Onyx Storm's come out, despite the fact that up until that point I've been able to avoid like all spoilers from this book. I know it's about dragons, that's it. Since that book's come out, I'm slowly getting like more and more spoilers. I can't remember any big ones, so I don't think I've had any like serious plot twists or anything. So I think I've heard that there's a parapet, I think, like a big walk over a cavern or something, but I think that's about it. I have managed to avoid spoilers for this book, which is amazing considering how popular it is. But I know there's film or a TV series or something coming out soon as well, so I do need to read it before then. So I've decided to finally, hopefully, get around to this book. Okay, turned on the light in between takes because it's getting a bit dark. Now on to my second prompt. Hopefully this one's less vague. Read a crossover book. I don't think I can do this one. It says a shared universe. The one I thought of the top of my head was basically anything from the Percy Jackson series, like past the first 2 initial series, the like Percy Jackson original 5 to 7 books, like, and the Lost Hero series, I think it's called. I think everything past that is technically a crossover because it's like different characters, same universe. But I haven't read the initial 2, and I don't think you really need to read them, but I want to read them. Saying that, I do have a touch of darkness, and there's 2 different, like up here, there's 2 different series, technically. It's like A Touch and A Game are 2 different series from, I think, different perspectives. I don't know if those count. Then there's like the Twisted series, which is up here, and Lights Out and Caught Up. I think those are all in the same universe. Like 2 separate universes, but like I think those ones are in the same universe, and maybe like this series up here. But I don't know much about them, and I don't think I want to risk going off prompt. So I think I'm going to give up on this prompt. Maybe save it for a later date when I know more about the book. So yeah, I feel bad about not using that prompt, but I don't think I know enough about any of my books. Or like, I'm not in the middle of a series, so I can't really read any of the books that pertain to that. So, pick new second one, book that you loved as a child. This one I can do. Okay, so I had two ideas. Like, my initial idea was the first book from the Rose series. It's just off screen there, so you can't see it. But I loved those books as a kid. And I did just get the fourth book and final book in the series. I'm a little old for it now, but I just got it. And I do need an excuse to reread the books. But then I remembered that I have this series, which is I think it's the Greek Beasts and Heroes series. They're not really in an order. This is the first book in the series. And I decided, this is such a small book, so easy to read. And because Fourth Wing is massive, well, it's not that big, but it's massive. I think it's the second biggest book on my bookshelf. I figured a smaller book to combat, look at this writing, it's massive as well. But I figured a smaller book to combat the bigger book I think it would just work. So I've decided to go with this one, which is smaller than the other series. And I did love these books. I think I read them at least 10 times each, and I think there's 10, 11 books. So I did absolutely love these books, and I think these are probably what initially got me into mythology. So yeah, this is the book I'm going to go with as my second book of July. Okay, well, on to her third book from the prompts. I think this one's basically open. So I'll pick this one. Oh, it's a really long one. A book you bought because of the cover. That could once again be just about every book in my collection. My first idea was The Watch Me by, just bought this book mainly because of the cover. I can't pick that one. It's actually, technically, I think it is the first book in sort of spin-off series. Maybe that would have worked for the crossover one as well. But I'm not going to pick that one because I want to read the Shatter Me series again first. So I think I'm going to have to go with this book, Her Dark Wings by Melissa Salisbury. I think I pulled this book the first month I did a TBR jar. I think it was numbers then. And I did say that the whole reason I bought this book was because of the cover. Didn't read it then, hoping I'll read it now. But yeah, look at this cover. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it's another mythology one. So I'm sort of going along a theme now. It's a bit, wasn't intentional, but I just absolutely love this book. Or the book cover at least. Haven't read the book yet. But yeah, this will be third book of my TBR prompts for July. Okay then, on to my fourth prompt. I feel like I need to fold all of these up again. I feel like they're all unfolding. Maybe I should have stapled them together. Okay. Please focus in on this one. Read a book with a character who can fly. Seriously? You guys can see that, right? Why would you do this to me? I swear, what issues am I having with this camera today? Okay, character who can fly. Well, I feel like I could have put Fourth Wing for this one. Character who can fly. Can someone from Akatar fly? I think one of them has wings, right? Right, I'm gonna look that up. Give me a sec. Okay, I indeed wasn't thinking the wrong series. There is a guy with wings who does fly. So, Akatar, A Court of Thorns and Roses, at least, is going to be my fourth book for the month. And it's also on my Goodreads list, so I'm really knocking them out. Well, 2 out of 4 are on my Goodreads list, so it's going well so far. Okay, on to my fifth and final prompt for the month. Read a contemporary romance book. Okay, so I looked up on Google what contemporary romance novel was, just to double check I had the right idea. And on Google's list of top 20 was Haunting Adeline. Now, I was under the impression this wasn't a contemporary romance. And this was like the furthest thing from a contemporary romance, so guess my impression was off. I'm not, however, going to put that one up for there because I'm judging Google a little bit. I'm going to go with Twisted Love because Goodreads says that this is a contemporary romance. And it's on my list. So it's either this or I think The Deal was on there. I feel like Work Trip, which is sort of up in that top left corner as well, is probably one. I'm going to go with this one. I hope it is indeed a contemporary romance book. But I feel like it could be. It hasn't got magic in it, and it's got a rich guy and a not rich girl. That's like my definition of a contemporary romance. So I guess we're going to go with this one. So yeah, that's my 5 books from prompts for July, 3 of which are on my Goodreads challenge lists. And yeah, so what are your guys' reads for July? I know I'm a bit late, but, you know, list yours below in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this far, and yeah, engage from the bottom up so TikTok pushes this video out to more people. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye.